Hey Mark, taking this video inside the IT help desk, the place I did my internship at. Here is my desk right here. And here is my beautiful boss. Hey Rick, did I work here for over 2 years?
Yes, you have.
And there you heard it. And now to read you my beautifully crafted essay. Hi, my name is Devin Foster, and I am a student at Winona Southeast Technical College. My internship is also at the Tech College in the IT Help Desk department. I started working here on my third day of college in my first semester. My student advisor, Shannon, actually recommended me the job, and she got me an interview that same day. It seemed like a good place for me to work since everyone that works here is literate with computers. That's important to me because no one in my family or friend circle is good with computers outside of normal everyday stuff like checking your email or checking Facebook, But here, people here, they know almost everything I'm doing in my schoolwork, especially the programmer. He's been the biggest help because, like I said, I don't know a single programmer in real life. And it'll also look good on my resume to have 2 years of help desk experience, and it might allow me to start higher on the totem pole when I do decide to try to get a job in this field, not including this one. Also, I needed to make some money, and it's quite hard to balance going to school full-time and having a job, so working here seemed to combine the two. So now I do most of my homework while working. It's a pretty sick gig. I started out doing easy stuff, mostly taking student IDs and resetting passwords. I'd follow along with my coworkers whenever they had something to do so I could learn from them, watch over their shoulder, shadow them. Over the weeks, that stuff would get more familiar with me, taking the student IDs and resetting the passwords. That stuff became secondhand to me after my first couple weeks. I never needed help with it again. Eventually, I started troubleshooting laptops and PCs. Each case was different and required me to figure out the problem and then fix it. I recall one instance where a student couldn't boot up her laptop, and I looked into it and I saw a battery that looked like it was on the verge of bursting open. But I just replaced that battery and it booted up fine afterwards. And I started imaging laptops, usually multiple at a time. It's a process that involves installing a fresh operating system and necessary software on new or refurbished laptops. It's very important you get the image just right for what the computer will be used for, since these are college computers, and each computer might be used for something else, so it will require different software to be installed into it to work with different classes. I then started to do work outside the help desk area, like moving people's offices, which required me to disassemble their PC, their phones, pretty much all the tech on their desk, and I'd reassemble it in their new office. And similarly, I'd set up offices for new hires coming in. I'd go into an empty office, set up a computer, the phone, everything they need, make sure it's hooked up to the internet and working nicely. Throughout this time, I was learning the softer skills that's essential for IT as well, which is communicating effectively with staff and students, understanding their issues, and explaining solutions in a non-technical way they'd easily understand. Being proficient in technical skills is only part of the job. Being able to communicate with users and empathizing with them was equally important. I heard a good saying that says, if you can't explain something to a third grader, you don't quite understand it fully yourself. I try to apply that lesson to the things I'm learning here. After a while, I started to help with my boss with whatever he was doing. Like, for example, I helped him for a while set up microphones in the ceiling of the school's auditorium so that anyone who would talk, their voices would be easily picked up and heard by the people listening on the computers, because it was also used as a Zoom room. So there was a lot of Zoom meetings going on in there. So it was very important that everyone in the room was heard clearly, because it's a very big room. Another few things I did but didn't mention yet is I replaced broken equipment around the school, like TVs, de-gutted classrooms that weren't going to be used as classrooms anymore, which involved me taking out all the IT equipment and throwing most of it away. It took a long time to do this because there were many cords to unplug each time, and they were all tangled up and zip tied together. It was actually very labor intensive doing that, and dirty. I also would pretty regularly change the printer, toner, and cartridges around the school, and had helped students navigate through our school-related services like D2L, their emails, anything like that. One of the more unique things I did was look through the security footage if I was supposed to try to find or solve something. I felt like Sherlock Holmes doing that, kind of. It was fun. Throughout these experiences, I faced some personal challenges as well. For instance, it was hard telling people no. I'd basically try and fix everything and solve every problem presented my way, unless my coworkers would tell me, hey, no, Devin, we don't deal with that. For example, sometimes students would bring in personal computers. We weren't supposed to work on those, but I'd usually at least try to see if I could fix whatever the issue was, whatever the problem was. But over time, I got better at saying no because it's an essential part of the job, especially when managing unrealistic or inappropriate requests. Another challenge was dealing with an audience when I was troubleshooting something. This mostly happened during classroom calls, where I'd arrive at the classroom and there'd be a room full of students all just watching me because the entire lesson would be put on halt with whatever technical problem was going, so they have nothing else to watch but me. And I'd have the instructor just breathing down my neck, looking over my shoulder. And this stuff didn't bother me if I knew how to fix whatever was going on. But if I didn't, it made me nervous and I felt uncomfortable because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing and everyone was watching me be incompetent. But I think I did well in these situations, though. Sometimes even cracking jokes and making the whole class laugh. I felt pretty good. In summary, I learned quite a lot in my 2.5 years working here. Not only did I learn about the world of IT, but I also lived it by working here. And I find that to be just as valuable as getting the degree I'm going to get. Not only did I enhance my technical skills, but I also developed my communication skills, my patience, and my problem solving and adaptability. These skills, coupled with the physical degree and knowledge I've acquired, has given me a good foot in the door to eventually get in a great career in this field. And I can't wait to get a great career in this field. Hey, thanks for listening to me.